So, you have to be thin to be beautiful now. That's just the way it is. That's what society says, so it's true. If you're above a certain height, above a certain weight, or even below those factors, you're shoved to the side. They don't want anything to do with you. Wait. No, you're seen as beautiful if you're curvaceous now, actually. And so all those people that were previously perceived to be beautiful are shoved to the side. Because society has decided that that's not beautiful anymore, this is. You see, that's the problem with trying to conform to what society thinks is beautiful. It's constantly changing, and it's not healthy for you to constantly change as well. Because it can take 3, 4, 5 years for what is perceived beautiful then to be out of fashion. And it is a fashion trend. It's that kind of quick moving trend that is causing people a lot of problems with the way they look. There's a lot more to it than just a fashion trend. So, take me from when I was younger. I used to go in with my little packed lunch, and I used to go in and sit down and eat my packed lunch at about 10 to 9 in the morning. Now, I used to love doing that because at lunchtime I'd have more time to go out and play and do other things, do cartwheels with the girls or whatever. But I eventually started getting comments thrown at me. Not constantly, just here and there, just things like, why are you eating your lunch so early? Like, oh, why are you so greedy? And eventually that did start taking a toll. I used to stop myself from eating it because I didn't want people to think I was greedy, and then I started believing that I was. And so every time I looked in the mirror, this started about age 9 or 10, I'd start seeing what wasn't there, what wasn't real. I'd look in the mirror and see that I was too big in places, my thighs were too big, I had too much weight around my stomach, and even though I was quite a slender child. But then the way I was thinking quickly changed when society decided that being that kind of way wasn't attractive. And so then I started to think my thighs were too small. I started to think my waist was too small and that I needed to be bigger to be seen as beautiful from people. And it was mental torture. But you have to realise that a lot of it is down to you. I suffer from anxiety and depression, and those were the main things that made me perceive my body in the way I did. And the thing with me is you have to tackle those before you can tackle your body image, because otherwise it's not going to work. It's not a case of saying I'll tackle my depression and once that's done I'll move on to my anxiety. It doesn't work like that. Mental health is an ongoing thing, and so you need to get your anxiety to a place where you know you can focus on another thing with that still ongoing in the background. Like, it doesn't require your full attention. And once you moved on to that other thing, and then you've got both of them into a position where you can focus on those two together in the background, and it doesn't take up all of your day, then that's when I'd say you can start working on yourself. Because my anxiety came to play with things like food and how people perceived me and everything like that. So I'd constantly overwork things in my head, overanalyze everything, and think this person's thinking this about me, this person's thinking this because of this, it's because I ate that biscuit. Like, that's not healthy. Obviously it's not healthy. And then my depression, that will come into play with things like going to the gym. I wouldn't have the energy to go to the gym. I wouldn't feel up for it, and then on some days I'd feel good, I'd feel amazing. But then other days I'd feel like crap and my energy levels wouldn't be there, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it. And so tackling those two, it means I'm not constantly thinking about what other people perceive me to be. And then I'm also not in a place where I can't act upon my own body image. To tackle my anxiety and depression, I went to counselling sessions. I had CBT sessions. And for those who don't know what CBT is, it's cognitive behavioural therapy. And it's basically trying to rewire the way your brain thinks about things. So one of the instances is, I used to ride my bike to work, but I wouldn't sit down on the bike, I'd constantly stand up because I'd fear that people would think I look weird sat on the bike pedalling. And I know it's weird, but that's how your mind can work with anxiety. And that thing felt very real to me, even though sitting down on a bike is normal. That's how you ride a bike, really. And so it was tackling the whole, and so it was getting to the root of, why do you think this? Why do you think that? And then to me it came down with how I judge people. Like, I found out within that session that I'm very judgmental, not just with other people but myself, and the whole process was become less judgmental about everything. I was never judgmental verbally. Like, I would constantly, if I judged someone, I'd be like, just think to myself, it's their life, they can do what they want, like, it doesn't affect me in any way, and I'd be fine. But I'd still judge them prior to saying that. And so it was trying to get to a place where I didn't judge them straight away. But unfortunately for me, I'm still not happy with my body, but that's me personally. That's not because of I'm thinking what other people think about it, it's because I want to see certain improvements in myself. So me committing to the gym isn't for anyone else's benefit but mine, and that's the thing you need to drill into you. That you looking at people and be like, I want to be like them and I want to be like them, that's just going to set you up for failure. Because if I said I wanted to look like Chris Hemsworth by next year, that's not going to happen. I'm never going to look like Chris Hemsworth. So you need to focus on being the best you can be. And that's the only way you'll ever feel comfortable about yourself, because constantly comparing yourself to different people, it's not healthy. Like, yeah, you can admire them and be like, oh, I really like, I don't know, their body or their six-pack or whatever. That's fine, I still do that now, and I'd be like, oh, it'd be nice to have that, yeah, but I don't admire to be them. So whatever you see as beautiful and you want to see in your body, go for it. If you tackle your anxiety and depression, or if you don't have any of them at all, and you just want to go to the gym and see improvements, go and do that. Even if you're happy now, amazing. And when you tackle your anxiety and depression, if you feel fine about your body after all that, amazing. Like, that is perfect. That's what we need to get to, a place of you just accepting yourself for who you are. So what I'm trying to get from this is just to tell you that even though you don't see how beautiful you are, what other people perceive you to be, like if you're too big, too small, whatever, fuck them. Literally, don't listen to them, because that is their own personal opinion. Someone else will think something different about you. Everyone thinks different things. But what really matters is what you think of yourself, because once you start feeling confident in yourself, loving your body, loving you for who you are, you can go around and start feeling your oats. You can start walking down that street with confidence. And that's what people will be drawn to. That's what people will find sexy. That's what people will be happy to see. Because there's nothing more beautiful and sexy than confidence and loving yourself. Once you get there, that's when you can stop thinking about other people's opinions and just focus on you. And so the title of my video and blog post, it was true, but notice how I said was, because society's opinion has changed, and no doubt it'll change again.